Badrinath Maharaj then said, offer my obeisances to Maharaj. And then he related an incident that he remembered when Maharaj came to San Diego. And at that time, he was not a sannyasi. He was actually known as Badrinarayan Das or Badrinarayan Prabhu. And he said that we went to the house of a very well-to-do potential donor and a big supporter. He was also part of the Gujarati community. So when we went there for the program, Maharaj was there. And at the end of the program, this gentleman suddenly stood up and he then spoke very strongly against ISKCON. He actually said words to the effect that why is it that devotees in ISKCON are so harsh and so direct, and sometimes they are so chastising by nature? Why is it that sometimes they can be so hard on us? And he challenged Maharaj, and he went on and on and on. And Badrinath Maharaj was saying, I was just wondering, at which point and when and what Mahavishnu Goswami was going to say. But he said, Maharaj waited and waited and waited for the right time until the gentleman had aired all his frustrations and whatever else he wanted to say. And then Maharaj said something very interesting. Maharaj became more forceful. He became very firm, and he looked at him and he said, if I see a dead rat in your house, and I've seen it in your house, do I just put perfume on it and leave it there? Or do I call you out and tell you that there's a dead rat in your house? Which one should I do? And Badrinath Maharaj said the gentleman just became very perplexed. He became very stunned by Maharaj's reply. You had, Prabhu? Very nice. You must tell us about the heaviness after this. Come, come. Since Prabhu is very eager, let's give him a mic. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
I have one small experience with Maharaj. That time Maharaj was, I think in 2006 or 7. Maharaj was at Nasik and I was on India visit. So that time I called Maharaj, I want to meet you, Maharaj. Then he agreed. He gave me time also. Then I went to Nasik where he was staying. That last ride happened same Bangalore he was staying.
Okay.
Then only Maharaj was there and one his assistant was there.
Servant.
Only these two were staying. And very simple, nothing was there. The altar was on a small plastic chair and Bhagavatam was there. Then whole day I spent with Maharaj that day. We went to furniture shop also. He wanted to see something.
Yes.
And also he wanted to change some lock. We purchased everything. Then we had a small session. Then Maharaj asked me, do you know this Upanishad sloka? Om Purna Madha Purna Midam Purnat Purna Udichyate Purnasya Purna Madhaya Purna Meva Vashishyate.
Now you know it, Prabhu.
Now Maharaj made me to memorize.
Yes.
And after that he made me memorize this translation also.
Jai.
Supreme Personality of Godhead is perfectly complete. And then even though so he, all complete units emanates from him, he remains the complete balance. Now again I have forgotten, but complete, so many complete. So after 5-10 repetitions, I memorize. But now gap is there, again I forgot. But that time he chastised me heavily. Now you have matured. Your concentration is very poor. And that day also you mentioned in your class. If concentration and faith, both are there, then only bhakti starts.
Yes.
So I realize really I don't, because so many things are in my mind. I am sailing on two boats. And that is not correct. But still what to do? This I am fully engrossed in materialistic life. So very difficult for me, but still I am trying. I am doing both the things parallelly.
Yes.
I don't miss any. Every day I am performing Mangalarti, Gaurarti, everything, chanting, everything is going on. But simultaneously other things are also there.
Yes.
I don't know when it will. So really that time Maharaj, and that time I started writing this Grantharaj mails also.
Yes.
And Maharaj, instructed me, you keep on writing. That also gap is there now after so many years. So again, I will pray Maharaj to give me
Jai.
some mercy. I will start writing again in Grantaraj. And really, that experience was very wonderful.
Thank
Only
you, Prabhu.
Maharaj and me was there. There was nobody
Actually,
else.
that's good. At least he didn't chastise you in front of everybody else. He was being very
Yeah,
merciful. But thank
that's
you,
all.
Prabhu.
That's all.
Thank you for
Thank you
sharing
very
that.
much. Thank you.
You know, it takes a
Hare
lot
Krishna.
for us to come forward and speak these things. And sometimes Maharaj takes us through a journey where, like Prabhu so nicely shared, that there was a time when we could not remember something. Maharaj was very heavy with us. But I think all of us who were chastised by Maharaj, we all never felt, um, when someone chastises you, the usual reaction is either we react back, or we don't like it, or we get angry with the person. But all of us, when we were chastised by Maharaj, actually we took it very well. And the reason why we took it very well is because when a pure devotee chastises a living entity, he doesn't have any motive in his heart. He does it out of purity. He's not looking for perfection, but he does it out of purity. And he's checking us. Maharaj told me many times that sometimes we have to check our children. So, in the same way, a father who is spiritual master must check his disciples. If he cannot check his disciples, then what is the point? So, thank you for sharing this, Prabhu. And because you shared this now, you yourself feel that today I must renew my pledge to learn the shlokas, to contribute to Grantaraj. And this is how Maharaj, chastisement, even remembrance of it, today has so much benefit actually. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. This is very nice. You started the ball rolling very quickly actually. Normally it takes a bit longer to warm up. Yes, Prabhu, please. Ah. No, you need the mic.
Many times when Maharaj used to read the articles, he would tell me, oh, this devotee writes nice, encourage them like that. And Mataji and Prabhu were one of those whom he liked very much their writings, and he said, please encourage them continuously.
Jai.
So,
So we are encouraging you, Prabhu.
so we expect us.
Anybody else has such a similar pastime with Maharaj? Yes, Rishikesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, it was October 2009, the very first time when I was here to take darshan of Maharaj. Interesting thing happened again regarding the chastisement. So, the first day evening, Maharaj was giving Bhagavad Gita class. Uh, it was so informal
Who was
way of
giving?
starting.
Maharaj was giving.
Maharaj.
Yeah.
Like we were very few devotees were there. I was totally new. Like me, one more Prabhu and Mataji from Bangalore, and Kalchaka Prabhu, Surashna Mataji, maybe Rajkot devotees, one or two devotees.
Yes.
Very limited devotees.
Yes.
Maharaj was chanting, and suddenly he started class from second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 64th verse. Then everybody started writing the shloka in the notebook. I don't have any experience in the past also. So just by copying, while hearing, I didn't know the word of shloka. So I'm just copying from others' notebook and cut it down and writing. I don't know what is the word exactly. Then slowly, after Maharaj, Prabhu started reciting. One by one it came. I was so afraid, like I don't know how to recite. I don't know even the words. So next to me, the devotee was reciting, but he did mistakes. Maharaj corrected him. And then, exactly to my turn, Maharaj started explanation. Then I felt bit relief. Okay. Then, interestingly, after a few minutes, Maharaj stopped and he asked me to chant. Then I was looking the notebook. I don't know what is. I'm looking others' notebook also. Then instead of Ragadvesha, I started Rajadvesha. Then Maharaj corrected me, Ragadvesha. Out of fear, I didn't hear anything. My body was shivering. So again I said Rajadvesha. Maharaj again corrected. Third time I did the mistake. Then immediately Maharaj eyes became so big and so his mood was so anger. He said like all of a sudden he said, "You are unfit for initiation." but I will be initiating you.
Haribol.
Interestingly, like we didn't ask, we didn't
Yes.
talk about initiation. And all. That
That's what I
my
was going
first
to
one.
ask. You didn't talk about
No,
initiation.
no, nothing. I just after the class, I just checked Prabhu also. Did you talk about initiation? He said no. I didn't talk to Maharaj. Even I was just looking Maharaj very first time. Then the whole lecture, after that, Maharaj started giving, even next to me, other devotees did mistakes, but Maharaj never chastised them, but continued the class. End of the class, I went to Maharaj and I just begged, sorry, Maharaj, I don't know Sanskrit, I don't know shlokas, anything. So sorry, Maharaj. But there was no trace of anger. In a cool way, Maharaj said, nothing to worry. You just associate with the call, and one day you will also recite.
Jai.
So that chastisement turned into
A blessing.
blessings.
Yeah. How much purification there is.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. This is very nice. Sadashwar Prabhu, you look like you're going to say something. Not really? Okay. Matajis, we have not heard you. I don't know whether Maharaj fired all of you, but please pass the mic down. I want to break the ice. At least one Mataji starts. Yes, yes. Do we have someone? And today's session is not about one person only speaking all the time. I want as many devotees. Yes, Prasanna Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna. I just want to
Little bit closer, Mataji.
I just want to share the last visit where we met Maharaj in the hospital.
Yes.
Hospital.
Yes.
We went on the 2nd of January 2010.
Mm.
Maharaj was not well, so we were waiting for Maharaj's darshan, and a lot of people were waiting. And when we had our turn, we spoke to Maharaj, and Maharaj asked Supriya to recite a few slokas. And after that, before we left, Prabhuji, Mahavishnu Prabhuji told Maharaj, I'm sorry, Maharaj, please forgive us for any offenses we have done to your lotus feet. And Maharaj could have told anything. Probably he would have chastised us also. But kindly he said, in a Vaishnava's life, there is nothing called offense. He told that. I've been trying to understand what he was trying to tell. And in this visit, in the few classes which we had recently, I understood that maybe it's because of his compassion, he told us that the Vaishnava never takes anything as an offense. And also, he instructed Supriya to learn the unborn prayers from Srimad Bhagavatam.
So nice point, Mataji. And Maharaj said this many times. He said that the quality of a Vaishnava is that he doesn't feel that he is offended or she is offended. If a Vaishnava feels they are offended, then we should really think about how much of a Vaishnava we are actually. Then I asked Maharaj the principle, then how is it that in Bhagavatam so many times we see Prabhupada saying and cautioning us that we should not offend the Vaishnavas? So doesn't it mean then the Vaishnavas are offended? But Maharaj said no. When Prabhupada writes that, what it means is that Krishna gets offended when the Vaishnavas are offended. Not the Vaishnavas. The Vaishnavas don't care. They don't feel. For a while they may think why he spoke like this or why she said that. But then they don't keep it to heart because their heart is full of Krishna. So there's no space for them to consider these things and mentally speculate that I've been hurt or you have not spoken to me nicely. They have no time for these things. But Krishna, being their protector, he becomes upset because he's in the heart as Paramatma. And he knows that a Vaishnava, will never take these things seriously. But Krishna, like a kind father, he takes it very seriously. So Maharaj said, when you offend a devotee, you're not up against the devotee. You're actually up against Krishna. And if you're up against Krishna, then you are in big trouble. So thank you for sharing that, Mataji. Very nice. Narahari Prabhu.
Prashthaya Bhutale, Srimate Mahavishnu Goswami Nityananda. Actually, like Krishikesh Prabhu was saying, I was having a very long intriguing question I wanted to ask Maharaj. But I was thinking, what will be the reaction if I ask that question? Because it's a very provocative question. So then finally I made up my mind and asked in Rajkot only. I said, Maharaj, actually many times I feel that if I had not come to Krishna consciousness, maybe I would have made more money and enjoyed more comforts in life and had a better quality of life. Actually,
You're very brave, Prabhu.
Actually, Harini started staring at me, my wife.
Yes.
I thought in Chennai only you are doing that, in Rajkot also. Then, actually, we were all expecting a nuclear bomb from Maharaj. Maharaj said, yeah, very much possible. Very much possible. You could have made more money, definitely. But again, he said, according to the theory of karma, whatever money you make, ultimately whatever is going to left with you, that is predestined. You can make more money, but how much you are going to, the money is going to stay with you,
Yes.
that is fixed. So it doesn't matter actually. Actually, I was expecting a confrontational answer for Maharaj. I thought, I can prolong the discussion. Just closed it to that. He just agreed whatever I said. And
No counteraction is best counteraction.
so he completely, then actually many devotees who were in that place were asking, Prabhu, how come you asked this question to Maharaj? Then I said, see, for a long time I was thinking, should I ask this or not? And finally I made up my mind. Then, so Maharaj, many times when you go with a confrontational mood, Maharaj will actually put a same side goal and totally switch us off.
Yeah.
So that is one experience I had.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I think we saw very often Maharaj so expertly handling us. Some of us whom we thought, some of us thought that we should get firing from Maharaj, but Maharaj never fired us. And then sometimes we thought that we will not get firing. And then out of the blue, suddenly Maharaj just fires us because he's very upset. He's really upset with something. Thank you, Narahari Prabhu. Are there any other points? Something? Vaishnav Prabhu. Yes. Can we have some children from the school? Yes, please. Are they here, Prabhu? Okay. Bhavik, Prabhu, can we pass the mic over, please? Yeah. So now we have a few children, right, who have been raised, remembering Maharaj, raised in the atmosphere of glorifying Maharaj. Carry on, Prabhu.
Now the children of Sri Prahlad children classes will offer Maharaj poem to Maharaj. Two mics required. One more mic.
You want to take this mic? Just take. You want to come? Are you ready?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj Poem. Maharaj, please hear us. We have done some real good stuff. Maharaj, we have learned one thing, and today for you we will sing. If our room is clean, then our mind is clean. If our mind is clean, we can do anything. If our room is dirty, then so are we. If we are dirty, we're not happy. Wasting time is the greatest crime, because wasted time means a wasted kind. So best use your time when you want being pure, and your whole life will be sublime. nothing wrong. If your health is gone, that's a different song. If your characters die, then world will cry. Because only saintly behavior lets humanity thrive. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much. Sit down. Now the girls from Trivandrum group will offer prayers to Maharaj. One girl will offer the Indra prayers and another will offer Parikshit Maharaj prayers. So please come one by one.
Jai.
Resikananda Mataji will pray Parikshit Maharaj prayer.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, happy birthday to you. I offer my respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet, and also I offer my respectful obeisances unto all you Prabhus and Matajis. Please bless me to recite slokas very nicely. I am going to recite Parikshit Maharaj prayer from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 19th chapter and 13th verse. Rajovacha Aho vayam danyatama nrapana mahatamano grahaniya shila ratnyam kulambra manapada shauchat durapi srishtam badagarya karma. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The fortunated king said, "Indeed, we are the grateful after all kings, who are trained to get favors from the great sort. Generally, you, sages, consider reality as refused to be rejected and left in a distant place. Tasyeva mekasya paravaresho vyasatya chittasya grihe shvabhikshanam nirvedamulo dvijashaparupo yatra prasakto bhayamashudatte." Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, the control of the both transcendental and mundane world, has graciously overtaken me in the form of Brahmana schools. Due to my being too much attachment to family life, the Lord, in order to save me, has appeared before me in such a way that only out of fear I will detach my life from this world. Tammopayatam pradiyandu vipra gangam cha devi drudachitamishe dvijopasrishtam kuhakastakshako va dashatvalanga yada Vishnu gata. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O Brahmanas, just accept me as completely surrendered soul, and let Mother Ganga, the representative of Lord, also accept me in that way. For I have already taken the lotus feet of Lord into my heart. Let the snake, bird, or whatever magical thing the Brahmana create bite me at once. I only desire that you all continue singing the deeds of Lord Vishnu. Tammo punascha bhuyad bhagavatyanande radhihi prasangascha tada srayeshu mahastuyamya upayami srishtim maitriyastu sarvatra namo dvijebhya. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Again, I offering obeisances unto all you Brahmanas. I pray that if I should again take my birth in the material world, I will have complete attachment to the Lord Krishna and association with his devotees and friendly relation with all living beings. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Happy birthday, Maharaj.
Jai.
Please forgive me if I have any mistakes, Maharaj. Please bless me to study more slokas and prayers. Happy birthday to you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Now Subhangi Lakshmi will speak Indra prayers.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, happy birthday to you. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and Madajis. Today, on this auspicious day, I am offering intra prayers from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 27th chapter, 4 to 30. Indravaja Vishuddha Sattvam Tavadhama Shantam Tapomayam Dvastarajas Tamaskam Mayamayoyam Gunasambravaho Navidyate Te Grahananupandaha Kuto Nutati Tavaisha Tatkrita Lobhadayo ye Abudalinga Bhava Tathabhidandam Bhagavan Vipatti Dharmasya Gupte Khalanigrahaya Pita Gurustam Jagatamadisho Duratyaya Kala Upatadanta Hitaya Checha Thanubhi Samihase Manan Vitunvan Jakati Shamanina Yemat Vitajna Jakati Shamanina Tvam Vikshakale Abhayam Ashutanmata Hitvarya Margam Prabhajantya Pasmaya Iha Kalanam Apite Anushasana Sattvam Mameshwaryamata Plutasya Kritagyasaste Vidusha Prabhavam Shantum Prabho Yahriti Mutachetaso Maivam Punarvan Madirishame Satihi Tavavataro Yamato Kshajeha Bhuvo Varana Urubara Janmana Kamupatinam Abhavaya Deva Bhavaya Yasma Charananuvatinam Namastubhyam Bhagavati Purushaya Mahatmani Vasudevaya Krishnaya Sattvatam Pataye Namaha Swachandopatadehaya Vishuddhanyanamuttaye Sarvasmayi Sarvabhijanam Sarvabhutatmane Namaha Mayedam Bhagavan Gushta Nashaya Saravayubhi Cheshtitam Vihade Yajne Maninam Tivramanyunaha Tvayeshanugrihito Vasmi Tvastastambo Vritotyamaha Vrityamaha Ishwaram Gurumatmanam Tvam Aham Sharanam Kataha Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, this is my humble offerings unto you, dear grandfather. If there is any mistake, please pardon me and please bless me to do my devotional services and to do my sadhana nicely. Hare Krishna, all the devotees to hear me. Hare Krishna, bless me.
Hare Krishna. Let's extend all our blessings in whatever way we can to Rasika and Subhangi. It's so nice to see the younger generation continuing this legacy of Maharaj, which is really to learn and study Srimad Bhagavatam. Just to be able to recite shlokas, Maharaj became very excited, very happy to see children reciting shlokas. It made him very happy because this is what he wanted actually. And he said many times that even if children grow up, and if supposing they may move away from Krishna consciousness for a while, still because they have put in so much effort to remember Krishna in all these shlokas, their efforts will never go in vain. Maharaj said this emphatically many times. So thank you, Matajis, for training your children well. Very nice. And thank you to Patita Pavan Prabhu and Katamrit Prabhu. You both have worked so hard to keep Trivandrum Yatra going. So very nice. Thank you. I think now we also have something to do with the children. Bhavik Prabhu, you have something now?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Before few days, we have taken the exam of 12th chapter in our Prahlad children classes.
Jai.
And most of the children successfully passed this exam. So we are going to provide them certificate. Now, we would like to invite Radhika Mataji to give the blessings and certificate to children.
So children, congratulations. Haribol.
All children are requested to come in front so that we can save the time, and one by one we will give the certificates.
Where are the children?
બધા છોકરાઓ આગળ આવી જાઓ. આપણે એક પછી એક સર્ટિફિકેટનું નામ બોલવું એટલે આવશે. અહીંયા બધા આગળ આવીને ઊભા રહી જાઓ. આવી જાઓ બધા છોકરાઓ.
Come.
Hare Krishna.
Haribol.
The first Vrinda Booth.
I think we should continue clapping and give them some enthusiasm. Haribol.
Veer Goswami.
Haribol.
Nandan Booth.
Haribol. He looks like he's going to eat the certificate. Huh? Hari.
છોકરાઓ બધા અહીંયા કેમેરાની સામે જોજો. બેલા નાઈક. બેલા નથી, અરુણ તું લઈ લે. બેલા નાઈક અને અરુણ નાઈક. નમન ટાંક. પ્રિયરાજસિંહ ચુડાસમા. Yashwant Dafada is not here. Anjane Thakur.
Haribol.
Ujjwal Chawda.
Haribol.
Kritika Chawda.
Haribol.
Yashwant Dafada.
See here? Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Mataji and Prabhuji.
Thank you, Bhavik Prabhu. You know, Bhavik Prabhu has become the right hand, the secretary to Vaishnava Seva Prabhu. I'm sure you all would try to contact Vaishnava Seva Prabhu and suddenly get a message from Bhavik Prabhu, isn't it? Right? And you're wondering, where is Bhavik Prabhu? Who is he? This is Bhavik Prabhu. And the best part is, Bhavik, Parth, all these young devotees that you see, they have never seen Maharaj. They have never seen Maharaj. They never had the opportunity to sit down, hear Maharaj, be guided by him, but they feel so much of presence of Maharaj in Rajkot because of his purity. So it is stated so nicely that when the spiritual master enters into Samadhi, the Samadhi, right, of the spiritual master is worshipable because purity emanates from the spiritual master's body. This is in Sastras, right? If you read the book on Samadhis by Mahanidhi Maharaj, it's very clearly stated that the Samadhi of a spiritual master radiates purity. And so anyone who comes here to be in the presence of a spiritual master, despite so many years, will still feel that purity. So purity is not something that can be concealed. And that is why, because of Maharaj's purity, there is a whole new generation of devotees coming to join Rajkot temple. They never saw Maharaj. But if you speak to them, they speak as if they know Maharaj and they saw Maharaj. And only after speaking to them, you realize, oh, they may not have physically seen Maharaj. So this proves the power of purity. That's why Maharaj insisted that purity is the monopoly of a devotee. It is not the material perfection that Krishna looks at. It is not material perfection that Maharaj was interested in. He was always interested in how pure we should become as devotees. And Prabhupada writes very often in Bhagavatam and lectures that everyone should become a pure devotee. So it's not an unattainable objective, but it is something that we must inculcate. And Maharaj will be so pleased that even though we don't have, officially in that sense, we don't have an official school. Prahlad school has morphed, right? It has grown into outreach programs to reach out to children. And around the world, all the disciples of Maharaj, in different names, right? Prahlad school exists. In Minneapolis, it's Gopal's Fun School. In Singapore, it's Gopal's Garden. But the same principles that Maharaj gave us, the training of studying shlokas, of remembering shlokas, understanding their meaning, emphasis on chanting and sadhana, that continues everywhere we go. And that is actually not our legacy. It is the legacy of Maharaj. And that's why we are so happy to see children like this. And we're very grateful to Vaishnava Seva Prabhu and the team for encouraging them. Trivandrum also has a very active children's program. And that's why, all these children are growing up remembering Maharaj. So thank you very much. Anything that anybody has in mind? Yes, Anasuya Mataji. There is a small boy? Keshav? There are many like that, right? Yeah. So, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Huh? Is he going to offer prayers? Oh, we have one more offering prayers. Okay. Come. Do we have a mic for him, Prabhus? Bhavik Prabhu? See, now we all turn to Bhavik.
Hare Krishna. Now Keshava will sing Vridasu prayers.
Vritasu's prayers? Yeah. Jai. This is it, Vaishnava.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, happy birthday to you. Today, on this auspicious day, I am offering to a small prayer unto you, Guru Maharaj. I am going to recite Rudraswara prayer from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 11th chapter, page number 24 to 27, slokas. Aham hareta vapate kamula dasanudaso pavidasmi bhuya manasmareda supade gunam se grinita vakarmarorukaya nanaka prishtam na chaparamishtam na sarvabhaumam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhi prapuna bhavamba samanjasatva virahaya kankshe ajata paksha iva matarangaka stanyam yatavat sadarachudata priyam deva yusidam vishanna manoravinda sridikshate nama namo tamaslo gajanesu satyam samsara chakre pramata swakarmabhi tvanmayayata majadarageshu asakta chittasya nanat tabuya. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please bless me to Seva Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai.
Hari Bo. Thank you so much, Keshav. Thank you so much. I think it's very important on Vyaaspuja days for us to sing a very nice bhajan in honor of Maharaj. It's Narottam Das Thakur's prayer to the Vaishnava from Pratana. E Baro Karuna Koro. So let's sing that and then we continue. The meaning is very nice. O Vaishnava Goswami, please be merciful to me now. There is no one except you who can purify the fallen souls. Where does anyone find such a merciful personality by whose mere audience all sins go far away? After bathing in the waters of the sacred Ganges many times, one becomes purified. But just by the sight of you, the fallen souls are purified. This is your great power. The holy name delivers one who has committed an offense to Lord Hari. But if one commits an offense to you, there is no means of deliverance. Your heart is always the resting place of Lord Govinda. And Lord Govinda says, the Vaishnavas are in my heart. I desire the dust of your holy feet in every birth I may take. Please consider Narottama yours and be kind upon him. So when I read this translation to Maharaj, and I requested permission from Maharaj if I could record this in our Krishna Premanjana bhajans, Maharaj said, you must always read the translation before you sing. And at the end, when you say, I desire the dust of your holy feet in every birth I may take, please consider, then Maharaj said, you insert your name and put Das. Because Narottam Das starts a tradition where we have to be Das before the spiritual master. So we can do that in our hearts, as we sing. Ebaro karuna koro Vaishnava gosa Patita pavana toma bine ke hona Ebaro karuna koro Vaishnava gosa Oh hey Vaishnava Thakur Patita pavana toma bine ke hona Jahara likhate gele papa dure ja He mona doyala Prabhu ke ba kota pa Gangara parasa hoile paschate bhava darshane pavitra koro eto arago Haristane aparadhe Kare Harina Jai Shri Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Haristane aparadhe Kare Harina Tomastane apa radhe nahi परित्राण। तुम्हारा हृदय सदा गोविंदा विश्राम। जय वैष्णव ठाकुर। तुम्हारा हृदय सदा गोविंदा विश्राम। गोविंदा को है ना मोरा वैष्णव पारा। प्रति जन्मे खोरी आशा चरणे राधुली। प्रति जन्मे खोरी आशा चरणे राधुली। नरोता में खोरो दोया आप नारा बोली। जय नरोत्तम दास ठाकुर की। नरोता में खोरो दोया आप नारा बोली। एबारो करुणा करो वैष्णवा गोसाई। जय वैष्णव ठाकुर। एबारो करुणा करो वैष्णवा गोसाई। पतिता पवना तुम्हारे के होना। पतिता पवना तुम्हारे के होना। ओ हे वैष्णव ठाकुर की। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। एबारो करुणा करो वैष्णवा गोसाई। এবারও করুণা করো বৈষ্ণব গোসাই। পতিত পাবন তোমার বিনে কেহ না। Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Gurudev ki. Would any devotee like to speak about any time that they had spent with Maharaj? One more boy. Balram, come. We all know Balram, right? This one.
Jai Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. Chapter 15, Toyoda of the Supreme Person. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Urdhvam Moolam Madashatam. Ashwatam Praurayam. Chandamsi Yasya Parnani.
Chandamsi Yasya Parna.
Yastam Veda Savedavid. Shordam Prasuta
Just continue.
Shashaka.
Continue.
Tuna Praruddha Liye Pravala Rachamu Aniyan Santatani Dharmanubandhi Imanushya Loke Narupamasye Atato Palabhyate Nanto Nachadi Nachasam Pratistha Ashwatthamenam Suvirudamulam Nasantasastre Nadate Nachitva Paramtat Parimarditavyam Yasmin Dathana Vivatanti Bhuya Tameva Chatyam Purusham Prapadye Yata Pravrutti Prasuta Purani Nirmana Moha Jidasanga Dosha Adhyatma Nitya Viniyuktatama Te Vimutta Sutadutta Sange Dachantya Muda Paramayam Tat Atadvasate Ujo Rasasakuna Pavaka Yatyatwana Nyotante Tadam Paramamama Amevancho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manasasprani Indriyani Tatutishthani Tashati Shariram Vyaya Vapnoti Yuchat Putratmatishvara Puvite Tai Sayati Ayur Dandanivasaya Sasram Shashanam Cha Shanam Ranaeva Cha Nischayam Vishaya Upasevate Utramantam Siddham Vapi Pujanam Vadunanvitam Yamudanan Upashanti Pachanti Yam Chastusha Dantoyo Dinachainam Pashanti Atmani Vastidam Yotudatmano Einam Pasanta Chetasa Yadaditya Dadam Tejo Tadat Basate Athilam Yachandra Masya Chatno Tatejo Vidimamaka Dava Vishjaja Bhutani Karyam Jayabhajasa Ichausadhi Sarva Somo Bhutvar Satmaka Ham Veshwanaro Bhutva Paniram Deyamastita Prana Pran Samayutta Pachaminam Chaturvidam Sarva Sachaham Vidasanna Visto Mata Smutidya Naponam Cha Vede Sarve Hamev Vedyo Vedante Krutve Davideva Chaham Vamimo Pusho Loke Sarasasara Evcha Sarasarvani Indriyani Nani Bhutani Udasto Sara Uchate Uttama Purushastvanya Paramatme Tyudarata Lotatra Mahavishnu Vivarthavaya Ishvara Tasmat Shroti Toham Asharatati Jottama Vilote Vedecha Abhida Purushottama Yomamevam Sammudo Janati Purushottama Vasarvavet Bhattima Sarvabhavena Bharata Iti Duyamadam Sastram Idam Mukhavanada Etat Bhutva Buddhimanasya Tatuttarasya Bharata Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna.
Namastu Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Bol.
Jai Mahavishnu Swami Maharaj Ki.
I think he can be the next temple commander. Thank you. Thank you. I like to ask some devotees who had time, I know in Singapore, for example, with Maharaj, just to start the ball rolling, because I want to keep this sustained for a while. Raghunath Prabhu, are you here? Yeah. Can I ask you, Prabhu, perhaps to share with us some remembrance, some realizations? Raghunath Prabhu met Maharaj when he was very young, and I think his formative years were well shaped by Maharaj actually. So let's hear him.
Goswami Maharaj ki. Just one episode I just want to share to this Maharaj. He's accomplished so much. He's well respected. He's gone, but then Maharaj always maintained his humility. So there's this one episode I just want to share. There was once many years ago where I actually asked Maharaj how to how to control envy, pride, and all that. So what happened was Maharaj actually took up to Canto 7, chapter 50, and he asked me to go through from 19 all the way to 24. So we went through every single verse. Then when he came to chapter 20, verse 25, he asked me to stop. He didn't want to turn the page. Then I was very happy, gone through the whole, envy, pride, how to control it, and all that. Then I left Rajkot. I met you in Juhu Temple. And then I was very enthusiastically telling you Maharaj taught me so many things. And then Maharaj taught me up to 19 to 24. And then you gave me a smile and you asked me to turn to the next page, which is verse 25. That's where, everything, envy, pride, lust, everything is controlled if you actually surrender to the spiritual master. Okay. But Maharaj actually stopped me from going through the verse with him. That's how much humility Maharaj had. Yes. And then Maharaj could have just said, you just turn to the next page, read that verse, everything will be solved. But then he didn't do it. So his humility is beyond compare. That's what I wanted to share, Maharaj.
Thank you. So nice, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very nice. Balakrishnan Prabhu, you have something that you had? No? Viraj Prabhu, some episode that you remember Maharaj?
Maharaj was Krishna conscious from even before he met Srila Prabhupada. So he was telling me this episode when we were traveling from Dwarka to Ahmedabad in the train. He mentioned that how, as a young family man. He had so many responsibilities. He had, I think, set of 8 brothers and sisters, and his father retired early from work, so he had the responsibility of his own children and also the responsibility of his sisters and brothers. And so he was working very hard. His Swadharma, he was very fixed in, but at the same time he had eager to do bhakti. And he had intense desire to learn Hindi only so that he could learn the great poets of Tulsidas and Kalidas and so on. So he enrolled in the university to study Hindi formally. But due to family commitments, he could never attend a lecture. And so when the time of exam came, he just borrowed a few bhajan books of Surdas, Kalidas, and Tulsidas, and memorized those bhajans. And then when the time for sitting in the exam came, he, without looking at the question, just started writing the bhajans. And whatever the meaning he understood. And 3 hours gone by, and Maharaj then, left the exam hall. And Maharaj thought, yeah, I definitely failed. Didn't address the question. But when the results came, his friend came to him and said, "Hey, Premji, you're fast." And Maharaj said, "What? You can't." He's telling lies. So Maharaj himself went to the university to check on the board, and he had passed. So in his humility, then Maharaj said, perhaps, the examiner was a devotee. He thought this person, he's eager, but he probably had some difficulty. But because he had written that, the examiner passed through. So I guess the lesson, we can get from this is no matter what the situation may be, if we just do something, we have a tendency to give up very easily. But somehow, if we just hang on to it, then by Maharaj's mercy and Krishna's mercy, we will pass also.
Jai. Thank you, Viraj Prabhu. Purnya Prajna Prabhu. Please, can we pass it to Purnya Prajna Prabhu here?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
When all the devotees speak about Maharaj chastising them and all, I was really taken aback. As far as I know, with Maharaj is never a very serious person. He never used to chastise anybody so often. In my years of stay with Maharaj, maybe once or twice only I got chastisement, but never. Maharaj is that a simple person, but everybody will be taken aback. Actually, Maharaj came to my house by himself. Shastras say that Guru comes looking for the disciple. That was a very fact in my case. I never anticipated that Maharaj will come into my life. But somehow Maharaj came, and I had some years of association with Maharaj. And Maharaj is that a simple person. He never expects anything very sophisticated from any devotees. Normally, when Maharaj visits some devotee's house, the devotee used to buy new things for Maharaj, to sit a new chair, new cushion or something like that. They used to do it. But now Maharaj never expected anything. He even will sit in an ordinary plastic chair. And Maharaj is, whenever I ask Maharaj, can I get you in my house, actually, I had a small baby bed. That is the bed Maharaj always used to use. That bed was actually a children's bed. But that bed I was not using at all. Maharaj happily took that bed to rest. And even when I asked Maharaj, can I get you a new mattress or anything, Maharaj will say, this is more than enough. After all, in all my years of stay for Maharaj, I would have spent many less Lakshmi for buying anything for Maharaj. Maharaj was so simple that he will never allow me to buy anything new. Whenever I say, Maharaj, can I get you a new kurta? He'll say, no, whatever I have is more than enough. And many devotees, you will say, please give me a chance to get a new kurta for Maharaj, and all. Maharaj will never accept no, enough. That is what I have 2 or 3, that's enough for me.
Yeah.
Maharaj like that. Only Maharaj's slippers in Abu Dhabi, our devotees used to buy always new and take the old one with them. But I never had an opportunity to grab an old slipper of Maharaj, because every devotee has got a Maharaj's slipper in their house, many of them. But I never had the opportunity to grab one. So Maharaj was, to be frank, very simple person. If the new devotees who have not had the association to meet Maharaj, please keep it in mind, Maharaj was such a jovial person and very simple person. He never used to chastise anybody unnecessarily. Maybe very rare occasions only he chastises devotees or anybody. Always Maharaj used to be very in a jovial mood only. The many days when I have stayed alone with Maharaj, I have never had a chastisement in Maharaj except for 1 or 2 occasions in my long years of association with Maharaj. So Maharaj is such a simple person. I really miss him even today. Such a opportunity Maharaj gave me. So that's the point I want to bring to everybody. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. You were a good disciple, so Maharaj never found anything. And Maharaj would praise Punya Prabhu whenever he stayed with him. Whenever we spoke when he was in Abu Dhabi, he was always in praise of him. That he was clean, he was very systematic, he was very educated, very well-to-do, but still so simple. Maharaj kept saying that you were very simple, Prabhu. Even though Maharaj was simplicity personified. And that's why we miss Maharaj. Maharaj never demanded anything from anyone. Never asked. If it was there, good. If it wasn't there, never mind. If there was something extra, all right. Otherwise, Maharaj would live with it. If you ask devotees like Vaishnava Seva Prabhu and devotees who travel with Maharaj in trains, in buses, I remember when I got on the local bus and it was very crowded, Maharaj said, that's the first time I got on a local bus in India. So Maharaj warned me, you see. He said, it's going to be very crowded. It's going to be, you have to push. Maharaj said, how good are you at pushing? I said, Maharaj, in Singapore, we never push. Maharaj said, welcome to India. And then when Maharaj got on board, right, he pushed his way through just so that I could get in. He pushed, and because he was elderly, anyone he pushed, they immediately, they would turn. They would be angry, but when they saw Sadhu, everyone changed. So he cleared a clear path for me, found a place where there were people sitting. He told one person like that. Just like that Maharaj did. And he got up. And Maharaj told me, you sit here now and don't move. Just sit here, don't move. And I said, Maharaj, what about you? Maharaj said, don't worry. I'm Sadhu. Before I sit down, the whole bus will clear. And it's true. The moment Maharaj put me down, immediately the other 2 persons next to me, they got up. And they said, Maharaj, please sit. That's why very often I travel with Maharaj on unreserved trains, without ticket. Very often ask Prabhu, suddenly Maharaj tonight will say, let's go. No booking. Maharaj said, unreserved. If you don't have reservation, that is devotional service. Maharaj said, devotional service with reservation is not devotional service. Devotional service unreserved. Just like you take a bus or you take a train, there's no reservation of ticket. What must you do? You must really depend on Krishna, Maharaj said. You must depend on him whether you get a place. Then you have to squeeze. So even on trains, Maharaj just went on. He was very brave. And those days it was Dwarka to Bombay, right? Saurashtra Express. But express means 21 hours. And it was really long. But even then Maharaj was jovial. Maharaj read Bhagavatam, spoke to anybody who was there. Maybe some snack somewhere, some wafer he would take. No food, no proper things, but he was all right. And when he wanted to rest, everybody would clear. And Maharaj would just rest. So in that way, how protected we were when we traveled with Maharaj. So that was Maharaj's mercy actually. His simplicity and his determination to always protect his disciples. Very powerful. And I remember one time we were in the bus and 2 people in front of us were actually smoking. And Maharaj got up and slapped them hard on their heads. Very hard, just like that. He got up so that he would have momentum to hit them. Really hard. And they just turned around, and they saw me. But they didn't think the sadhu would slap them, right? So they got very upset. But Maharaj told him, stop the smoking, because it was just an open bus, this local buses. So what they did was they threw out reluctantly their cigarettes. Then after 20 minutes, Maharaj dozed and dozed and dozed. Then we realized these two had gone down and they were smoking. So Maharaj was resting, then he woke up. Then I think he smelled the smoke and he saw the wisp of smoke going up, And again he got up and he hit them very hard. And they had to throw the cigarettes away. In Singapore, we were walking past, and in Singapore you don't do these things, right? In Singapore, we were walking past someone and Maharaj was with his personal servant, Tarul Prabhu. And we were all walking. I think some of the devotees were there. And suddenly, Maharaj saw this man, he was Chinese and he was just smoking. Local man, just like that. It was just downstairs my flat. Maharaj walked up to him. Maharaj looked at Tarul Prabhu, who was tall, well built. He's a Belgian. Maharaj looked at him, Maharaj looked at the man and just did like that. Just like that. And Tarul just went up to him, and the next time he took a puff, he just took the cigarette, threw it down and crushed it. And Maharaj did like that, and he just walked on. So Maharaj was very brave. He didn't care. He didn't care. So there were so many facets to Maharaj. And that's why that's why the Vaishnava cannot be known, you see. Cannot be known. Sadashiva Prabhu, you had something. Can we have the mic?
You were just speaking about the simplicity.
Yes.
of Prabhu. We used to go to his house. I think it was 3-bedroom house, and the most of the space in the house was completely empty. No furniture. Because there is no furniture, many devotees can come and accommodate.
Yes.
So we had whenever we used to go there, that's why the Maharaj used to like that place very much. You talked about simplicity.
Yeah.
And Maharaj always believed that, in your house, many things you can actually throw away. You bring unnecessary things. So all these aspects, when we heard from Maharaj, and all those were manifested in his house.
Yes.
So that's what I wanted to emphasize. And one more thing, you talked about chastisement, and there was shloka recitation here. I'm not very sure I should quote this or not, because it's something related to Krishna Kinkar, and he's not here. So maybe it actually happened in front of me. I was sitting with Maharaj, and Krishna Kinkar came, and Maharaj, somebody, I think Usha Mataji, or they told Krishna Kinkar to recite 2nd chapter. So all the devotees many children were familiar with 12th chapter and 15th chapter. The 2nd chapter was a new challenge.
Yes.
So Krishna Kinkar seems to have taken that challenge and tried to learn the whole chapter recitation. But he started reciting, and in between he needed some prompts. He could not continue.
Yeah.
And I think one Mataji or somebody was prompting in between, and Maharaj actually noticed. And he started asking, man, you need prompts? Man, you need prompts? And Krishna Kinkar was perturbed, but still he was continuing. And many times Maharaj said this, man, you need prompts? Then I think he tapped on his back also once or twice. So
how fortunate.
So when we hear Maharaj, he is so merciful to children and so much affectionate to them. But this time I saw he expected, some
more.
Krishna Kinkar was slightly off, maybe in the secondary school at that time, and he was expecting more perfection from him.
Yeah.
So that's what I saw.
No, it's very nice. And that's how the spiritual master trains all of us. This is also an expression of his love, actually. When he thinks that you are capable of more, very often he would demand more from you. He told me many times that there are some devotees whom I push very hard because I think they are capable of much more. And I also know they have the propensity to receive what I want. And therefore, I will push them harder. And then Maharaj told me there are devotees whom I will not push very hard because like a bubble, they will burst. And if I do that, then they will become discouraged. So Maharaj was so expert to understand our mentalities. Each one of us, according to what our nature was, he flowed with our nature. And that's why Maharaj told us, that when I was a boy, and when I was washing, or when I was a man, when I was washing clothes in Godavari river, I would first see where was the flow of the river. And according to the flow of the river, I would wash the clothes. Because when you wash the clothes against the flow of river, then you are actually hurting the river. And at the same time, the clothes are not washed in the natural way. But when you flow with the river, then the river flow actually helps to wash the clothes much better. So Maharaj told me, flow with people, learn about them. If you understand everyone, then according to each person's needs, each person's requirement, you fit yourself to them. He told me very often, don't expect people to fit to you. If you try to make people fit to you, they will get tired of you because you'll become dictator. But if you fit with people, you actually have a much better chance of bringing them to Krishna consciousness according to their time, according to their ability. So Krishna Kinkar is so blessed because with so much of guidance from Maharaj over the years, how many people at his age want to come to Rajkot to actually have their marriage in the presence of their spiritual master who has actually departed? Many people want to see their Guru Maharaj when they are here and take blessings. But here is a boy who has so deep faith in his spiritual master because Maharaj was involved in his growth, the way you so nicely explained, Prabhu. So thank you very much for this. Yes, Prabhu. Is there anyone here? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
So 2 years back when I started coming to ISKCON Temple Rajkot, I met a few devotees and they spoke very highly of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. So I got to know that there must be something special about Maharaj. So slowly when I started to hear his lectures and read about Maharaj through Srimad Bhagavatam in practice, I realized that Maharaj's instructions were so practical and so easy to do and so much filled with mercy and love that it is actually possible for people staying outside the temple to practice Krishna consciousness in a natural way. One more thing I experienced that whenever any service is given to me by any of the devotees, if I think that it is been given to me by Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, and I do it with full confidence and courage, the result is that I feel a lot of bliss and lot of love inside me, which eventually I was looking for. So I feel really grateful to have guides like Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj with me in my life through his instructions. And only thing I lack is sincerity. So I would like to pray to Maharaj and all of you senior devotees to give me that sincerity to follow Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj.
Jai. Shreya Prabhu, that was such an eloquent offering. Amazing. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Anyone else? Parth Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj ki.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki. First of all, I am sorry because of my voice choking, because of cold. 2.5 years ago, when I first came to ISKCON Rajkot, after reading 3 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the first person I met was Prasanatma Prabhu.
Hari Bol.
And when I met Prasanatma Prabhu, and when I experienced his association, his divine behavior, I was really very pleased. And I wanted to know more about Maharaj and all the devotees. In one of the Zoom lectures, a senior disciple of our Maharaj, I asked him that what is the way to increase our faith towards the spiritual master. The Prabhuji replied that the best way to increase your faith towards your spiritual master is to associate with the faithful servants of the spiritual master. And so when I associated with senior devotees like Prasanatma Prabhu, Vaishnava Prabhu, Devakinandan Prabhu, Gaurasundar Prabhu, I really came to the stage when I was increasing my faith on Maharaj. And after reading the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, the renunciation thing, I was doing it artificially. But when I came to the instructions of Maharaj, Maharaj really taught me how to practically we should renounce. Maharaj taught that renunciation should not that we abandon our responsibilities. It should be with executing our responsibilities, but though being detached from the world. And one more thing I would like to say that although I never met Maharaj,
But just by hearing about the transcendental pastimes of Maharaj from the disciples of Maharaj, I really derived the same benefit of associating with Maharaj face to face. One realization I would like to face that whenever I have some problems, I usually, as per the instructions of Vaishnava Seva Prabhu, he told me that Maharaj is practically present in this compound, and especially in the Samadhi area. So whenever I visit the Samadhi area of Maharaj, just by seeing the Vaikuntha smile of Maharaj, first of all I forget my problems. and then when I come to hear the lectures of Granth Raj, Maharaj says, and one of the series that Bhagavatam is the supreme medicine. One point I very much liked that Maharaj said that if you want to follow anything from me, just don't pick up your head from Bhagavatam. So really I would like to say that if we are very staunch in following the instructions of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, then really we can practically implement the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, all our acharyas, and Krishna into our lives. And I would like to say that the words in the Bhagavatam, the Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, we all know by the mercy of Maharaj that there are two types of Bhagavata. The book Bhagavata, the scripture, and the person Bhagavata. So definitely that person Bhagavata is our Maharaj. And I really believe that by serving Maharaj, we can really revive our constitutional position and serve Krishna eternally.
Amazing.
Thank you very much.
And they've never seen Maharaj. Oh, I'm so touched, Prabhu's amazing. And you realize this generation, their English is very good, huh? Yeah, it's so nice, so nice. We are feeling inspired hearing you. I'm telling you that. I think I speak for all my God brothers and sisters. And there's no difference. One who follows Maharaj, he's giving Siksha. Diksha is not the only way to be connected to Guru. You can connect Siksha. Sudha Prabhu, please. Oh, we are having a lively exchange now. Come, Prabhu, yes. Is it on, Prabhu? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Actually, as Prabhu mentioned, one time Maharaj was giving the Sunday lecture over at the office there.
Yes.
As you all have seen, there was an office. So, and then after the lecture, there were 4 or 5 devotees. So, Maharaj waved the hand like this. And then he said, the moment you enter into this compound, there is peace. All your worries will be out. And then he waved and said, this is the place you have to come. My son, please be coming here. And then in one of the instance, when the second time when I came to Rajkot, I said, Maharaj, our family, we all go to Tirupati and Ahobilam. Then Maharaj mentioned, son, he paused for a while. And then he said, son, please be coming here. And then I realized that day that coming here, having the darshan of Maharaj and serving here is the prime source for us. So so that was one instruction that Maharaj has given to me.
So nice.
And then the second one, actually the few days before initiation, the Devi Prabhu mentioned that to learn the seed verses of Bhagavad Gita. So what I did day and night, I was like exam preparation. So I did not know to learn the verses. So actually Sri Lakshmi was good at Sanskrit. So I thought read and then record and then learn the verses. Write in a paper word by word and then learn it. So that way I did for 1 month. So after coming to...
One month?
Well, the 4 seed verses. When I see the children, I put and then when I came here, I said, the day before initiation, Prabhu said, Maharaj will call and then maybe you can recite the verses in the room. Then I said, okay. So I came down from the room and then I started reciting. I forgot everything.
After
then,
1 month.
After 1 month. Then I realized, oh, this is not the way. So let me write a chit and then put in the pocket. The moment Maharaj asked, when I forget, take out the chit, read and then put it. So, and then I recited somehow. And then after reciting the 4 seed verses of Bhagavad Gita and the translation, Maharaj said, now you recite any verse from Bhagavatam. I was blank. And then I said, Maharaj, I have never read Bhagavatam. I never tasted also.
Then Maharaj said, okay, now you, myself and Sri Lakshmi, he told, Maharaj made us repeat around 10 times Krishnaya Vasudevaya,
Yeah.
Devaki Nandanaya Cha, Nanda Gopa Kumaraya, Govindaya Namo Namah. He said, see, nice words of Krishna. So it can be. So first time he made us to repeat, then second, third. I thought Maharaj will stop and then he will ask us to go. But he continued around 10, 15 times, minimum at least 10 times. And then he said, now you recite. Then I was jumbling the words, Krishnaya, Govindaya, Keshu. So then he asked Sri Lakshmi. She was able to recite. And then he said, the last time he made me to recite. And then he said, see, you know Bhagavad.
Jai.
So that's Maharaj's way of
How kind, how
kind and
encouraging.
compassionate, and he was loving, and
Yes.
he will how to fan us with enthusiasm,
Enthusiasm.
to learn the. Then and after coming out, I said to Sri Lakshmi, done. I'm very happy. All we have recited. Then I realized, after deep contemplation, I realized it is with the blessings of Maharaj. Thus, the day of the devotional journey has started. It's
Jai.
not the end. It's the day that has started the journey with the blessings of Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Hare
so
Krishna.
much, Prabhuji. Hari Hari. So nice.
Prabhuji, Sundar Nityananda Prabhu from Trivandrum,
Huh.
senior most disciple of Jayapataka Maharaj.
Yes, yes, Sundar Prabhu.
Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Shri Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
I had the good fortune of taking darshan of Maharaj long back when he came to Trivandrum. To be specific, I had his darshan at Parashala. And I actually came to know about Maharaj more from the disciples of Maharaj. And after interacting with them, I could understand that Maharaj had three important roles to play in their lives. Like in the Garuda Mahatmya, they say that even though there are so many wonderful devotees of the Lord, Garuda Dev is very special. That's why he is, in any temple if you go, he is right opposite to the Lord. And I think the only exception is at Dwarka, where instead of Garuda Dev, we have Mother Devaki. And there is a reason for that. So why Garuda Dev is there in front of the Lord is, the Acharyas say, they have got three reasons. He does three important sevas for the Lord. One is he acts as a carrier, Vahana. And another is he serves as the mirror of the Lord. And third one, he acts as the doctor, Vaidya for the Lord. And they are giving explanations for that. Garudadev is very concerned that the Lord is lying on Ananta Sesha. And Ananta is a snake. It's a poisonous snake. So Garudadeva is concerned maybe the poison will affect the Lord. So he's always there. He has saved some Amrita from the Amrita Kumpa, so that in case the Lord is poisoned, I will treat him. And he is also worried because during Palari Madhana, Hala Hala Visha, poison came. So he is also worried maybe that would have affected the Lord, because the Lord is also lying in the ocean. So he is always waiting there to treat the Lord as a Vaidya. And how he is a mirror, the Vedas say that Garudadev is Veda Swarupa. He is Veda himself. That is why when he flaps his wings, you can hear Vedic hands. You know. So that's why when Lord Vishnu went to rescue Gajendra, he took Garudadev also with him. Because Gajendra said, "Oh Adi Moolame, oh original cause." He did not say, "Oh Vishnu" or "Oh Narayana." So in case Gajendra asks, "Are you the real Adi Moolam?" then Garudadev has to vouch for him. So Garudadev was taken with him. So since Vishnu is Veda Swarupa, Garudadev acts like a mirror. So he can see his face in Garudadev. And finally, he is a carrier. He takes the Lord wherever he wants. So I was thinking Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj was also taking all these roles. Like he was removing all the poison from his disciples' heart. And he acted as a wonderful mirror. He gave them so much confidence. You are part and parcel of Krishna. Why are you worrying? That's why despite COVID, they were able to build a wonderful temple in Trivandrum. And he is also given them a wonderful career. That is, he is saying, If you carry Bhagavatam with you, then Bhagavatam will carry you back to Godhead. So all glories to
Hari Hari. Thank you so much, Prabhu. What a nice comparison between scriptures and sadhu. Thank you, Prabhu. This is something we will keep in our hearts, actually. Thank you. Thank you. Huh? Ah, yes, yes. Prabhu, please. Yeah, yeah. Can you just pass? Yeah. You can just tell them, Prabhu, which one you read.
Hare Krishna. There is one devotee, actually the in charge of Surinagar, ISKCON Surinagar Extension Center. It's under ISKCON Rajkot. Very nice devotee, actually he's a painter, also artist. Yes, today morning he shared very nice realization of how he got the association of the Maharaj and how Maharaj chastised him regarding his paintings. I just want to read. His name is Murli Mohan Prabhu from ISKCON Surinagar. I would like to discuss one of Guru Maharaj's wonderful mood and attachment towards Srimati Radharani. I do not remember the exact month, but this is somewhere in 1998. He came to Ahmedabad ISKCON temple and was accommodated in the guest house of ISKCON Ahmedabad. After giving a Bhagavatam class, many devotees wanted to meet His Holiness. So I was also waiting outside the room, and one by one, many devotee families took darshan. I also went. He knew me since 3 years, and that I am Maharashtrian, and he spoke in Marathi with me. Actually, I went to show my 4 paintings of Sri Radha Krishna, which were newly completed, and was carrying in my hands at the backside. Maharaj spoke to me in Marathi. Kai dharun analas. What you bring from your hands, in your hand. I too replied in Marathi saying that these are my paintings, Maharaj, which I have done. He saw them one by one, liked it very much, and appreciated. But when His Holiness saw my last painting, he got little angry, and he threw my painting on the bed which he was sitting, and looked at me with his wide open eyes. I got little frightened. I was sitting on the ground on my knees, got somewhat discouraged and morose. He did not speak to me for a while. Later he caught hold of my hand and showed the tremendous mistake I have done in that particular 4th painting. His Holiness very well explained that Srimati Radharani is not prostitute to paint that her hairs are open and scattered and flying in air as if some Menaka is with Krishna. He explained me that how Srimati Radharani's costume is very sober, her hairs are tied nicely and decorated with flowers, and she always hides her hairs with part of sari wearing on top of her head. She is the supreme goddess. How can one show her like prostitute that her hairs and sari is flying in air? Then he guided me that how Srila Prabhupada guided his own disciples through the scriptures specially for paintings. I realized and accepted that a real Vaishnava cannot tolerate anything nonsense, whether it's painting, it's scriptures or katha related. Since then, I started studying the scriptures very nicely and how the backgrounds, flower, bees, etc. should be painted and decorated too. Later, wherever I painted or sketched, I first remember His Holiness Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj for guiding me through scriptures like Srila Prabhupada. All glories to him for his blessing eternally. Thank you very much.
Jai.
He is a Loknath Maharaj disciple.
What an amazing pastime with Maharaj. So wonderful. Mataji, do you have anything that you'd like to share? Yes, Anasuya Mataji. Have the mic, please, Prabhu. Yeah. Just pass it down. Yeah. Pass, Prabhu, to Mataji there. There, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I was just thinking of when we've heard about Maharaj's simplicity, at the same time how he could reciprocate to different people, and I really like what you said about he flowing. So just a little bit, I wasn't very vocally communicative with Maharaj, but I tend to be emotionally um, fairly immature or inconsiderate of others' feelings often, or have been. So it was kind of in full bloom with Maharaj since, in my young age, I came across Maharaj. And I thought I wanted to share it because it's fascinating how he handled that emotional insensitivity or immaturity, if you will. Because there were times when I completely disregarded him, and it didn't matter to me whether he was a guru or his age or his stature, nothing. It was like, I'm the only thing that matters. My emotions are the only thing that matter. And he just tolerated it. And it's fascinating that when I think back, that how, anybody else would not have really tolerated that. And he never once made, like, he didn't really give any weightage to it. There were times I even just walked away, like for a whole day, and nobody, like, he just tolerated it, things like that. At the same time, there were times when he could be so upset with me, so cold, that I'd be totally frightened. I'd be totally like, okay, I've really upset him, and I would cry, cry, cry. And, he would just be cold for some time till I got settled, and then he would be so loving after that. And then there were times when he would put me in place, like chastise me. I remember one time, I've shared it before, that we were having a program at home, and Maharaj, as usual, was getting all of us to learn the verses. So it was Vasudeva Paramakha, that verse, so 8 lines. And in my fervor, I was like amongst the first ones to raise my hand when it was like, okay, time to recite. And I couldn't get it right. The second line itself, I was like off. And Maharaj just chastised me like right there and then. And his chastisement was, oh, Anasuya thinks all these people are coming because of her, coming to her house for her sake. And I'm thinking, how did he come up with that? All I was trying to do was recite the verse and please him. But here he is, he's saying something totally different, that, oh, here she is, so proud or wanting to feel like, oh, so many people have come to her house. So at the same time, the same person would then be so caring that he would often glorify me. Oh, Anasuya, you're so steady. You're like the wallpaper. You do everything and nobody knows how much you're doing, things like that. So the reason I'm bringing it up is like everybody's saying that there were so many flavors of that interaction with Maharaj. It's so difficult to actually pin down a relationship. But I'll just give a couple more and then try to wrap it up. And then there were times when he would actually draw me out. So like one time we were finished, we were done with Mangala Arati and things like that. And a devotee had brought, and I'd gone upstairs and I changed and thought, okay, I'm going to just, take a little break. Suddenly Purendra Prabhu comes running, oh, Maharaj is asking for you, Maharaj is asking for you. And then I come running down, wearing, just dressing up again and all that. And there was a person there with a couple other women, and Maharaj wanted me to preach to them. And just by his eyes, he let me know that, I need you to sort of interact with them and let them know that devotees aren't only just, like they can actually be educated and whatever. He wanted me to communicate to the girls because the girls were a little proud of their language and things like that. And many a time he would draw me out to say, Anasuya, can you do this? Can you take care of that? Things like that. And at other times when I was down and dirty, he knew how to lift me without even speaking. So I remember one time we went to London, Balram Prabhu, Ananta Prabhu, you were there? Gopika and I, and Purendra Prabhu was saying Maharaj, and we were having a home program, so we landed straight into the home program. And there were so many other devotees, Prabhus and Matajis, and Maharaj just singled me out and said, Anasuya, lead the verse. So, and many things like that. So I'm just giving a little smattering of episodes just to express what I found for myself, that here was a person who I disregarded very, very heavily and very blatantly, and he never took that to heart, or he never even let me know that, I'm sure he was hurting, or he obviously being where he is, he saw that. He never took that seriously. At the same time, he was constantly making sure that I wasn't going too forward where I did not need to. At the same time, where I needed to develop my, at the same time, he believed in me. He gave me that confidence that you can do a lot. So I find that very fascinating, like Prabhu was saying, that he knew how to flow with our nature. And even though I wasn't verbally communicating with me, he could emotionally connect into my different emotions and actually deal with them and sort of help channel them very nicely. So I just thought to share that.
Thank you, Mataji. So you realize that it's very difficult to understand the pure devotee. Is Anand Murthy Prabhu here? He's leaving? Ah. Mataji is here? No? Mataji, you are here and he's just gone. I'm looking for him actually, and you. But maybe if he comes back, we can ask him. We'll wind down soon in a few minutes. Are there any other devotees? Yes, Vaishnava Seva Prabhu, please, please. Mataji, if Anandmurti Prabhu is there. He's on the phone, Prabhu. Oh, he's on the phone. Okay, fine. Ah, you're here. Yes, Prabhu. Please sit. No, you speak first.
Hare Krishna, I just remember one incident in Dwarka. That time our guest house, old Dharmasha reconstruction work was going on. And one missionary, Kadia works. I don't know English, missionary, no? What? Mission. And his name was Lakshuman. He was little fat, short height, and very lazy to do the work. And Maharaj never liked somebody lazy, The whole day Maharaj will sit on his head, and he has to go 4 times tea, 6 times washroom, and every time, and then whenever he comes, his show is very intense, daily showing his very tension. Then Maharaj asks what happened. He says, Maharaj, I can't tell you how I'm facing my situation. Maharaj said, maybe some economical problem, some family problem. And like this, 5 days going on, and Maharaj very kind to him also at the same time. Maharaj will told me and Sundar Gopal, don't worry, slowly pick up the face of the work, because he's facing many problems daily. And then Maharaj, so kind, Maharaj told Sundar Gopal many times, please give him prasadam also, And then daily this thing going on, daily told Maharaj, I have so much tension, sorry for late, I can't explain you how my life is going, there's many turbulence I'm passing through. Maharaj maybe thought some family problems going on. Then one day he was very late, and Maharaj asked him, what happened? Maharaj says, Maharaj, today is too much now. I want to renounce, he told Maharaj. Now I want to become son. I said, what happened? This is daily, every grasti has to face. This is the day-to-day affair. Why you are so much morose? What's the problem? Then he says, Maharaj, there's a daily fight with the wife. Maharaj says, this is a daily affair of the all houses. Everyone faces this. There's no exception. And then Maharaj says, Maharaj, but you don't know my situation. Maharaj still kind on him daily. Maharaj says, what situation? Every grahastha faces this. Not you alone. Everyone has to face this. This is Ramayana of the every house. Then again he whispers something. Maharaj not heard properly. Then Maharaj asks, what's the problem? He told Maharaj, daily fight going on. Maharaj said, fight means husband-wife fight going on. Maharaj said, this is daily honeymoon and daily separation going on every house. Maharaj told. We have to face this, Then again, say, Maharaj, no, my problem is different. Then Maharaj said, what's your problem? He said, Maharaj, I have 2 wives. And then immediately, next moment, Maharaj hit it on his head, very loudly, and I was next to him, Maharaj say, one Lakshuman leave his wife to serve the Ram and serve the Sita Mata, and you are giving so much bother to me, And after that, he never come in front of the Maharaj, Daily coming on the punctual, on the timing, do nice work. This is only short first I want to share. Hare Krishna.
Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj ki. And I don't know why, Maharaj always had to meet very strange people. He told me many times that, many devotees in ISKCON, they're all actually mental. Maharaj said, actually, they're all mental. That's why they're in ISKCON. And he said, what to do? We have to face all of them. They come in all shapes and sizes, and they have all funny, funny problems. But we have to solve their problems. That's why they're coming to us. Thank you, Prabhu. Anand Murthy Prabhu is here, and I thought, when I was speaking to him yesterday, and Mataji, of course, I realized that they have taken to heart one of the very important instructions of Maharaj, to live a simple life. And what they have done actually is, they have moved away from Chennai as a city, and they live a very simple life, taking care of a farm. And I just wanted Anandmurti Prabhu to share, maybe in 1-2 minutes, what you're doing and how you became inspired by Maharaj to do this. Please.
We got initiation from Maharaj in March 2008. Maharaj asked about our background and everything, and we told that we have the farmland and we have the cows also. So Maharaj advised at the time itself that you go and do farming and cultivation. But initially that was very scarce for me, because it's very difficult to engage in cow protection and farming. So we did not take that decision. Around 2018, my health was not good because of the work pressure and stresses. So I consulted Ayurvedic doctors, and they advised that if you take up the physical work, then you can improve. So at that time, I thought Maharaj told this, so why can't I move? So Maharaj Mercy, Savita also agreed for that. So that was an important thing. Then when we taken this movement, Maharaj started everything, and he arranged everything nicely. Company announced the voluntary retirement with a good monetary benefit. And then we got very nice guidance in the organic farming using the cow as a center. Our neighbor Bashu Raghavanji, introduced by our Kalasekar Prabhuji, he guided us very nicely in the farming techniques. So everything is arranged by Maharaj very nicely. And then COVID came. That was again boom. Everybody welcomed us. So situation also supported us. So we moved, and after that, slowly everything we started simple. In small area we will do, and then expand it. That way we learned it, and now we are maintaining 2 cows. Initially we got a kick and all. Maharaj used to say that you can't milk the cow without kick. So we used to scarce before going to the cow. But somehow or other Maharaj gave us the courage, and slowly we learned how we will behave. Cow will behave, and cow also takes some time to adjust with us. So now we are not afraid of going to Kumata. And we started doing the rice cultivation and all. Actually, we got 2 realizations from till now in our understanding. One thing is, what we are doing actually now is, we are keeping cow as the center. We take the no chemical fertilizers. We take the cow urine, milk, everything, make Panchagavya and Jivamritam, and give it to paddy field. So Gomata is the center. So we grow paddy in that way. So the paddy grows very nicely. Initially, people around us were not believing that it will work. My father also had a lot of fight with us initially. So when the years gone, they are now getting, and many people are so wishes to do in this way. So the paddy also grows very nicely. After that, what we are doing is, we are not selling it to middlemen. We are making it as a unpolished rice, like hand pounded rice. Unfortunately, we are not able to do in the hand. So, but using the machine, we are doing it unpolished rice. And apart from our usage, we are selling it to other customers. So it tastes really nice, and it has a lot of good health benefits. So people are very much interested, and now we are not able to supply them. So many of them are asking for it. So this way, actually, in one of the Prabhupada lecture, we heard like Prabhupada insisted that Varnasrama duty must be followed, and in that three things are there. One is cow protection, and then cultivate the grains, and then trade with, if excess is there, trade with it. So this thing is naturally happened when we take up the farming by keeping the Gomata as a center.
Jai.
So that is the thing, one thing. And another thing is Maharaj used to instruct us that source of the income is not the source of the maintenance. So that thing is really I am not able to understand till we go to farming. Now the thing is, I used to get good money in the IT job, but due to the various factors, stresses and all, my digestion power was not good. I'm not able to follow good quality life. So when we moved to farming, that was more suitable to me. And every day I used to walk in the ground with barefoot and be in the sunlight. So we are connecting with Krishna's energy. So and we are moving our working senses, Indriyas, in the service instructed by the Lord. That means it is connected to devotional service. So by that way, gradually health picks up. And now I feel very energized, and Maharaj also pleased, I believe. So because of that, I am able to maintain now well than before that. So it shows that Maharaj instruction is 100% true.
Jai. Amazing. I think that's an amazing way to end our time together, to show that any instruction of Maharaj, if we follow, it really comes to the point of perfection. And I really specifically wanted to hear devotees that you don't normally hear. You always hear the usual devotees speaking. But really, Maharaj is about many disciples whom we don't hear. The quieter ones, the ones who don't, speak often. But they are doing everything that is followed by Maharaj. There are many disciples. The spotlight must go on these disciples who are very quietly working, like Anmuti Prabhu, who never asked for time, to speak or anything. And if we didn't ask, he wouldn't speak. And like that, there's so many of you there who actually have had amazing realizations of Maharaj, deep, devotion to Maharaj. And I just want everyone to know that in Maharaj's heart, there was never one person or two persons who Maharaj always considered special, great, or wonderful. Never. For Maharaj, every single disciple he accepted was precious to him. And right till the end, right, every single disciple continued and continues to be precious to him. It's very easy to take for granted someone who doesn't speak up. But always remember that for Maharaj, it's not that you must do a certain thing to please him. If you're doing the things that pleased him, and you have read and you are following it, then that is your journey with Maharaj. It's very important. That's why Maharaj told me that after I leave, don't compartmentalize devotees. That, oh, you must follow this mood because it happened with me. Or you must follow that mood because it only happened with this devotee. Therefore, it is absolute. No. Every one of us had a unique relationship with Maharaj. It's special. And how Maharaj instructed you, you please continue. That's why Maharaj said that in my legacy, don't fit everybody into one box. Because I myself could not be fitted into one box. Maharaj, you can hear from all the devotees, you can't fit Maharaj into one box. And everyone, is a shining example of some part of Maharaj that we never knew existed. Some of us heard Maharaj being strict with us. Some of us never heard Maharaj being strict with us. It doesn't mean he was this or he's that. He was both. He was both. This is what we must take. The spiritual master has the absolute quality of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, his depth of spiritual life and purity is very deep. And we must also learn to respect that amongst each other. That is how we will remain united. Not that we put everyone in one way. Everybody had your instructions. Your instruction is as valuable as the instruction he gave me and anybody else. Valuable. And we must respect it. That is what we must do with each other. If we do that, we have a longer runway to last with Maharaj. And we will be able to inspire new persons like Path Prabhu, Shreya Prabhu, Bhavik Prabhu. That is how they are becoming inspired. Because they're just seeing the devotees here just follow Maharaj and not say anything much, but do. Maharaj told us very often, speaking is good, but doing something when people see, that's infinitely better. So sometimes I wish we had this session for Vyaaspuja in the morning. Because it's so relishable, you know. But of course there is a formality to approach, right? Shastras say that we must approach a spiritual master because finally our relationship with Maharaj will always be on awe and reverence. It is always on awe and reverence. Even though Maharaj was so kind to us as a father, we cannot take him for granted. We may have great feelings for him as father, grandfather, but ultimately Shastras tell us and guide us that we must always be in awe and reverence of our spiritual master. That will ensure that we never degrade our relationship with him. We always hold him in the highest of esteems. Is there anything else? I think it's late, 9:20. Maybe we can just tell devotees to have prasad. Oh, prasadam started and they are not eating. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Sorry. Yes, one last point. There are many books. Grantharaj, Srimad Bhagavatam, the boxes are here. Yes, there are boxes here. All the books of Maharaj, Grantharaj, right? Bhagavatam in Practice, Part 1, Part 2, they are all available here in Rajkot. Our humble suggestion is be inspired, take these with you, right? In such a way that it is accountable to the devotees in charge. And please bring them, distribute them, sell them, give them to people, and they will become very, very connected to Maharaj. There are many people around the world who never saw Maharaj, but read these books, heard his lectures, and they become connected to him. It is our duty to do so. So please try to do that before you leave. Thank you, Prabhus. Vaishnav Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Prasadam started. Those who want to leave, they can take prasad. And if we will wait for some time, ice cream also coming for everyone.
Prabhu, you've given us no choice, isn't it?
Okay, we start Kirtan, Prabhu.
Let's sing. There's one bhajan Maharaj liked very much, so I thought we should end by chanting it. You can look in your devices, Adharam Madhuram. Maharaj liked it because it's Vallabhacharya. It has so much sweetness, so we can sing this. Prabhu, you know the style? Who has played with me before? Gopal, you're there? You can do it? Yeah. Because we have, Viraj Prabhu. Okay, Viraj Prabhu is in the mood of retirement, so come, you all can come and play. You know, right, the faster part? Adharam Madhuram. Adharam Madhuram, Vadanam Madhuram, Nayanam Madhuram, Hasitam Madhuram. You can repeat now. You can check your devices. Hridayam Madhuram, Gamanam Madhuram, मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरम् अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरम् Can't hear you. हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम् हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम् मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरम् चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम् चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम् मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुरा पानिर्मधुरा पादौ मधुरौ हरि हरि नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम् नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम् मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् गीतं मधुरं गीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुक्तं मधुरम् रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम् रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम् मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् करणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं रमणं मधुरम् वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम् मधुरम् मधुराधिपतेः अखिलं मधुरम् मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीची मधुरा हरि हरि सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरं मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरम् मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरम् गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरम् जय मधुराष्टकम की हृदिष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम् हृदिष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम् मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरम् मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरम् गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यस्तिर्मधुरा सृष्टि मधुरा जय श्री वल्लभाचार्य की दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम् दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम् मधुराधिपते अखिलं 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 मधुरा मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरा मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरम् मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरम् हरि बोल मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरा मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरा मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरम् मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरम् मधुराधिपते अखिलं मधुरम् श्रील महाविष्णु गोस्वामी गुरुदेव की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, राधा नील माधव धाम की, श्री राधा नील माधव की, श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रमय की, श्री रमराम रामानुजा हनुमान जी की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, थाई गौर प्रेमानंदे।
tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, Bhagavatam class by Deepanand Prabhu. So those who here, they can attend. And
Okay.
Mataji,
see there?
Prabhuji from Rajkot, they can also try to come morning 8 o'clock. Then prasadam again for everyone. And regarding again for transportation, those who want to leave today night also, Gopal Krishna Prabhu is constant touch with the Sam Prabhu. He is arranging for everyone. And those who want to go tomorrow also, please contact him or me. We try to arrange best for everyone.